me.
You know what I really need to do is probably need to put some tissue paper in this hat so it kind of sticks out.
Excuse me. Miss Elf.
Where are you?
Ting, 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 ting.
We're going live on Sunday, November 26th. I almost said December. Feels like December.
It does feel like December because she's got me in freaking elf shit already.
I know.
But that's okay. My hair looked like crap, so this is holding my hair back.
That actually looks really good.
It's holding my hair back. So you guys get this the whole time.
This is a very small head. And welcome to Flockaroundthetable in my tacky Christmas sweater that someone gave me. And now I don't know what I'm going to do next week when I'm in the Caribbean and it's 90 degrees, but I'll be wearing my tacky sweater.
There you go.
It's going with. I can wear it
down. When it's really breezy. Yeah, you got it to stay. Wear it when it's really breezy.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll be good. I actually bought a new swimsuit. Maybe I'll wear it over as my swimsuit cover up.
There you go. It is a little big on her. It's a little small on me, a little big on her.
Anyway, everybody, it is Sunday, November 26, 2023. God, before you know it, it's going to be 24.
Right.
Unbelievable. Episode number 170. Can you believe it?
170.
You guys have been with us. Been with her at least 170 times because she's been on all some of them, the numbers
are a little goofy.
Yeah, they may be a little off in here, but
you probably see me 171 or 2 times because I've thrown in a couple halvesies.
So me, on the other hand, you're lucky if you see me
100 times.
Hey, and then 70 days. Well, there's only 52 Sundays, and I missed quite a few Sundays this year, I'll tell you. But that's okay, as long as they don't mind. I kept saying that I was going to slow down, but I booked another one this weekend because they had wonderful specials. And
you tend to do that, but But this one was with Mikey. Okay.
This one was with Mikey, and since this one is we're going to work on getting her on another one.
Yeah.
Because my sister says she's going to slow down, and she says she's sort of out of cruising, and I'm like, yeah, right, you're out of cruising. I don't believe that for a minute, But anyway, she'll say that, and then she looks at her, thinks about it, and goes, okay, unless we're staying at a Marriott, that gives you the executive upgrade, because when my husband traveled, that's all he did. He stayed at Marriott and he used my number.
Right.
Because when it first started, I had it and they let him. And then for a while there, they were trying to take the points away from him. You had to use their numbers. They were all getting a corporate rate. So some of the companies weren't giving you points for the fact, and then they kind of broke that off, and companies were trying to take back the points because they were paying for the flight, so they should get the points to give to their uppity people, not the little lowlanders, but the uppity. Anyway, I go on, and I won't get into that. That's one of my little petty peeves situations.
Ashley asked if you got stuck in any of the in the ones from Carnival that got canceled. No. My husband was reading this morning that there was a 3-year cruise
that was going out of Istanbul.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to go out of Istanbul, and then it went to Amsterdam. That it was going to go out of Amsterdam, got canceled 2 weeks before.
Can you believe that?
2 weeks before, a 3-year cruise. People had sold their apartments, sold their furnitures.
Right.
I mean,
it was like $29,999.
It was $30,000 for a 3-year cruise
for a year.
No,
that was right. It was $30,000. It
was per person.
Right. It was per person, $30,000 for 3 years. So that's $10,000 a year.
Yeah.
Think about it. You can't stay in a nursing home for that much, For 2 months. For 2 months, you can't. I mean, trust me, my mother was even in assisted living where they're not even doing for you. It was expensive. And so I've met people, I was telling them, I met people that do not just the back to back to back, because when you're flying over,
right,
like we did this summer, we spent a small fortune to get over to England, so we might as well do a back cruise
Yeah.
out of the same place. This way you get more money.
You're paying for your buck because you have to fly yourself over to.
And I get it. And when we go to Singapore, if it wasn't for the fact that that thing is 25 days to get back to the States, we would probably do something prior to go to Singapore, do something maybe
something
a little
just a short little 2 or 3 day
or 5 day or whatever, and then get on this one and come back. And as it is, I'm trying to talk her into going for like 4 or 5 days to stay in Singapore.
Yeah.
But you have to plan for 2 days because you get the day back when you're going, but you lose it when you come home. So it really comes out to be too long. Mm-hmm. And I'm having a hell of a time trying to figure that. And that's even next October. But I figured I better start looking because otherwise, as soon as it goes up, I'm going to go ahead and get the ticket. Because most airlines.
She made me make her little ducks for her next cruise. So we have
we have a
baggie of ducks that she's taking with her.
Instead of hiding
do you want these on business cards?
No, but I'll take some business cards with me so that I can tell them they can get their ducks in a row over there. And I ordered,
so there's that for you.
Dark ducks too so I can use them on my little cruise, and I can have little ducks.
I took your little cardboard thing out of there.
That's fine. It pays to know people in the trade. I'll tell you, it's really
pays
cool.
to know people
who's good with pliers and has decent eyesight and finger. I don't have a lot of sensation in my fingers. Right here. Mine are turning into glue. Mine are glued together permanently right now, but that's okay. That's okay. I invited that into my world. She has a vat of turpentine or something sitting in the garage that she just sticks her
fingernails in. Yeah.
And then, if she's going to go into the doctor one of these days and they're going to go, what the hell's wrong with your tissue?
But you have fantastic nails.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I did one of the last times I went in and got a manicure, which has been forever. Not for the cruise, but before that, I just had a regular manicure. And the lady was like, oh my gosh, your nails are so nice.
Well, glue kind of keeps it that way.
Why do you need it? I'm constantly putting glue on them. I don't know.
Go get a napkin, guys.
She needs for her nose. Yeah,
I need it for my nose because my nose keeps running away. So did everybody have a good and safe and fulfilling Thanksgiving on our regular South Carolina, South Georgia, Chicago, Illinois,
California?
And I know that when South Africa gets on, or in Australia and Sweden, all those other places, you don't necessarily have Thanksgiving and don't get it. But it's just it's a eat day. It's
an eat day. I don't know. You didn't see it because you're not on Instagram. But if you guys saw it, I pulled out Leah's day after Thanksgiving trick. Deep fried Thanksgiving leftover egg rolls.
Oh yeah, she was talking about that.
Y'all, it is the best. Just get a package of egg rolls and bring out all of your leftovers, and you just put in whatever you want, whether it's green beans and turkey and cranberry sauce or stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy. Wrap it up and deep fry it. Oh my God, it's so good. And then dip it in gravy.
That's instead of sauce, it's your sweet and sour sauce. It's gravy.
Or cranberry chutney or something.
God.
It's so good.
Unbelievable.
So I posted it on Instagram and tagged Leah thanking her for this silly idea.
Oh my God, Diana, you need a star. She in Iowa, Diana, she had 93 people for lunch. Did you open a house or something like that? Or did you do the whole neighborhood? Oh my word, 93 people.
That's
unbelievable.
Kudos.
Kudos to you, sweetheart.
Way kudos.
Way kudos. I'm telling you, 93 people.
All my boys came for the date, she said.
Oh, that's nice.
Sweet.
That's good. And see, that's what's nice about that. These are amazing. They're here they are. Yeah. There they are. Mystery pack. They are so cute. They're little stars, sparkly stars.
Sparkly stars.
And they're so light. I mean, these things are beyond light. You think you first look at them, That's why when I was looking online for the glow-in-the-dark ducks,
They rent a community building for their family reunion. I would
good
imagine
idea.
so.
I would
90
imagine
90 some odd
93.
people. Yeah.
You would have to have
Mhm.
that. I agree with that.
Hmm.
You'd have to for 90. I don't think I have 93 people that even like me.
Sure you do. They're just scattered about the world.
So that should be my mission.
What, to get all 93 of them together?
No, to meet every one of our followers, especially the 200 and plus that usually watch us every week. The 200 to 300 that are pretty
Watch,
faithful.
you're gonna go viral, and it's not gonna be just a couple hundred. It's gonna be a couple 100,000. You're gonna have to rent out like the Metrodome or something.
Actually, what I think I should do,
that's not there anymore.
I'll come to you.
Another one.
Yeah, first place is, look out, Dawn. Here I'm coming, Tulsa.
There you go. You've already met Dawn, though.
I know, but I could go out from Dawn.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's kind of a rationale together. Same thing with Ellie. I'm sure when I get to Norway and we get to go to her yarn shop and stuff like that.
It's a sounding off board place.
Yeah, it's one of the things like when I get to, hopefully next summer we get to go to Norway to see Ellie. And then I'll send pictures to Sue, and Sue can post them on Facebook.
No,
so that
Instagram.
Or Instagram, whatever it is. But one of those
places
that you guys play with that I don't even, except I did get on my Instagram. I got an email that said, guess what? You have things on your Instagram.
Well, so you get on it like every 3 or 4 months.
When I get an email for it to thing, and I haven't had... And I didn't turn my phone off, or I didn't have to reset the computer, or I didn't have to, because I have no idea what the password is. So I have to be at home to get on Instagram, so that on the big computer, so that if I can't get on it, it says forgot your password, I can change the password. I have pieces of paper, like sticky notes on all my passwords are written down in a book. Don't tell anybody. Okay.
Yeah, right. Because you're on so many top secret Temu sites with your login and password, and she's highly government.
Well, see,
high levels of government security over here.
I'm
she's
surprised.
Shopping.
I'm surprised with Mikey
shopping on the Dollar Tree.
All this other stuff on and being thrown out. I couldn't get on IU's website when I worked for IU. For some reason, Raytheon didn't like it. Sorry, Raytheon. Well, whoever their server was, for some reason they didn't like it. So I get on to find out what my paycheck was, because that's the only way you can get it now.
Right. Yeah.
Everything is direct. But anyhow, and it would throw me off. Like I'm just on a university site. But if you log in, like when you're at the hospital, the same situation can happen, because they've gotten smart now. They separate guest and staff. So you can get on,
Yeah.
So anyhow, I go on and on and on. Anyway, I keep all my passwords in these books, and certain ones I've actually have to put Post-it notes on there, because I change it every time.
Changed all over. Yeah.
And I have one that I use that doesn't have any money, like for all my knitting websites and things like that. If you don't have to put all those special characters and stuff in, it's just one so that I remember what it is and I don't have to worry about it. The house has a different one. My husband, because he's into this, and I'm sure anybody else, he makes this fucking long sentence. Mike went to the castle and had a toilet, went to the water closet, hashtag 2764, hashtag star 3647. And I have to have a piece of paper this long for his. What I hate is when I have to use his. Don't you just hate when you have a long password and you can't see it?
Oh yeah,
and
that
drives me, because you don't know which number you screwed up.
This is why. Well, I like having it on a pen and paper. I do agree with you there, but I also put mine in a password protected Excel spreadsheet so that I can copy and paste it.
Oh. Well, see, yeah, I don't password anything at home, because I can never remember the password, and it's the easier.
Well, you make the password into your password protected Excel spreadsheet your debit card PIN number. Or you know what I mean? You make it something that you use all the time.
Right. Because
only you know.
On Carnival, when you make, they want a PIN number for your reservation to make sure it's you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have this one PIN number, and it's actually the last 4 numbers of my library card.
Oh yeah.
So something that I know. But when my sister's like, "Hey, I'm going to order a book," because her library doesn't have as many books, she's like, "What's your library card number?" I'm like, "Hold on. I have to do it and say it at the same time I'm doing it, because I can't." I was like, "Hold on, I have to log in, because I can't tell you what it is unless I'm logging into the." You ever have that sort of situation? Let me tell you, it's hell to get old and try to figure all this out, and all this technology, and
everything changes passwords every 3 months.
Well, and all weekend,
then you can't use the same password as you had before.
And all weekend, all the
stuff we used to just do one digit more.
Yeah, because so you did. They don't let you do that anymore.
No, you can't do that anymore.
I'm sorry, it's too close, and you're like,
fuck off.
I can't remember it, and I want it to be another number. So what I've done is I've started adding, like, one of the letters I've turned in. If it's an S, I'll put the $sign in it. That's like my special character. So if I don't know the thing, I type in the one standard password. Then I'll add the $sign for the S, or I'll capitalize the last number. And if not, then it's like, I forgot my password. Just send me a fucking new one.
Yeah.
And in order to sign, and sometimes my biggest problem, I've been cleaning them out. Thanksgiving and Christmas are really good at this time of year, because you can clean out all those ones that you don't normally use. Okay, that you maybe don't want to.
What, passwords?
No, websites that you've logged in and to get a free pattern or something. So you've gone on to check something, and they're like, in order to get the free pattern, you have to give them your email, and then they sign you up for their newsletter.
Yeah.
And you get it once or twice, and you're like, well, this is stupid. I don't care for them. I'm never going to order from you again, as a rule. So you want to go to unsubscribe. Okay.
Right.
But in the meantime, they have sold it to 62 different people.
Right. There's a mass unsubscribe app that you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to get that.
Unsubscribe from, like,
you
can just go through and go, unsubscribe colleagues.
Actually, what I've been doing, and this is terrible, so don't tell anybody, that I've been putting in my mother's.
Oh,
we got rid of.
Listen, I have 4 or so emails. I have my work email, I have my personal email, I have the Flock Around the Table email, and then I have a junk email. So I still have the login and password for my junk email, but that's the one that I use for all of the, if you sign up, at Kohl's, if you sign up for our newsletter, you get 10% off. That's the email address that I give them.
Right.
And it's so old, it's like a Yahoo one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But that was the other thing you got on there, and there was 2,500, so you really couldn't. It'll be the same thing, because my
so I use that one now for all of the tchotchke bullshit.
I don't use my email on my phone as a rule. I can't stand those little red numbers. You know, when you're on your app and you get that little red number saying you got 33 notifications or 25 emails or something. So when you turn it on, like when Mikey turns it on this week, because I'll leave next week, so I always have my email on there in case I need to do something. Well, you never know. There may be a sale too. Because when I was on my yarn moratorium last year, I figured vacation is free. You can still order yarn. So I ordered yarn on my thing, but you missed them. Without having the email, you could miss them.
My gosh.
Well, yeah,
it's just the end of the fucking world.
I know it is, because, Brenda and Heather put out their rainbow.
Well, you would know these things if you had Instagram.
Well, yeah, I don't do that. But see, that would be another issue problem. Think about it, guys. If I had Instagram and I saw something else coming up, just think what I would want. I have to go check it out.
Awful for her. Okay, y'all, I want to show you this. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I have.
What are you doing?
2 needles on this side and 1 needle on this side. And I'm joining them together so that I end up with this double weld. See what
oh my gosh, it's like a 3 needle bind off type thing.
Well, but yet
you're binding on.
So I just go through the first stitch on the first needle and then the stitch on the back needle, and I just do like a normal knit stitch.
And you're pulling it off, and
I pull both of them off at the same time.
And you're not, oh my God, that's like a super easy Kitchener.
Well, so I did a provisional cast on, and then I knit like 5 inches or 6 inches or so, and then I put the provisional onto another set of needles.
You got a great hat. You've got the fold over part of the hat.
Yeah, the fold over part is folded over already.
And it's stockinette, it's not rolling.
Right.
That's a perfect idea.
So if y'all know this, I already have the pattern written up, and I'm just doing up another sample for you guys. But if anybody, this was born out of my brain as a relatively new knitter, and knowing what I wanted in my vision in my head, and this was the only way I could figure out how to do it. So if there's another way to get this, where it's stockinette on both the front and the back.
That's not a bad idea, though, when you think about it.
And essentially, I knit this flat.
Right.
Started with a Kitchener, or not a Kitchener, provisional cast on.
Went around and
around, and then put my provisional cast on another set of needles and flip them up together. And now I'm just knitting them.
There's probably a term for that, but her beady little brain figured it out without going to YouTube.
Yeah, no.
I'd be on YouTube.
I just knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted, and I did. This was how this. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what I want, and I don't necessarily have it the way that I do it. It's like I want to take my necklines up, and I've watched on TV how they go through and they do these big stitches, and then they pull the thread and it just pulls everything up, and shortens it together. And mine never turn out the way they do on there. So anyway, what? So
Ashley said, so I do that with all of my socks. When Deb gets hers, you can see it. And I love it so much. Do you do it, Ashley? Do you do it the same way? I mean, is it just, if you do a purl now halfway through, it lays flatter. Oh, yeah, at the fold point. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I didn't do that.
That's a cool idea. Now I don't wear mine over. Most of my hats I don't double the brim.
Well,
because usually I don't have something on my head this long.
Honestly,
because now my hair is going to be super this isn't as bad.
You do it the same way, Ashley. She says she does it the same way. Honestly,
I did smart people.
Honestly, I did it this way because I hate to purl this particular hat. I hate to purl, and
it's funny because when I get patterns together
flat
and they're like one skeiners and it's a cute shawl or something. Believe me, if it doesn't have a lot of pearls, I make sure she knows about it. That's why, like, the shadow shawl only has the one row of the pearly back.
Yes.
But later on, she does have to do, because it gets bigger,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know.
She needs to figure out in her beady little brain for me how, so that I can make it on an angle so that it goes like this, because I can't figure out the increase decrease sort of situation.
Oh, you mean like to do it like orgasm?
Yeah, like orgasm.
But in the shadow shawl style.
I really like that shadow shawl.
It is cool.
It's you knit.
I'll show you guys in just a second here.
And then you knit, purl, so that it gives you the stockinette, and then you knit a row on the purl anyway, so that the knit's in front. So that it looks like you got a modified brioche.
Yeah.
And it's really great. And what I want to do is, I bought this yarn on Amazon, Yonky Monkey, YONKEY monkey. It said it was 100% cashmere. I'm not sure. There's probably some cashmere in it. They don't even list it on their website.
So there's an acrylic out there that they call cashmere now?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. Maybe it's got it's like on Temu where it says it's cotton rayon and the only thing cotton about it is the label, back here. Because they never give you the proportions on Temu, whether or not it's 50-50 or 60-40. No, it's just cotton rayon. Well, the cotton is the label and the rayon is the rest of the thing. So anyway, Sharon Vaughn, Chicken Sharon, where you been? I am
Chicken Sharon just said I tried to read that, Sharon. You may have to send that to me in a text. Sort of related. Saw this on Instagram. Turn sock inside out and 3 needle bind off the toes instead of Kitchener on the right side.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this next time. Well, for
somebody,
you sock knitters, go for it.
But someone like Marcia, who is the Felted Garden friend, and we've talked about her before. Marcia can actually sit at Starbucks, drink coffee, watch a movie, talk to everybody, and Kitchener something together.
Yeah.
Because she's done it so many hundreds of times.
Because nobody likes to do it, and she's the doctor, and so she pretty much Kitcheners everybody's stuff.
Off, come back.
Yeah.
But the first time I ever did, I thought you had to do it with knitting needles. I didn't realize that it was sewing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that didn't turn out so good. And don't ever try to take Kitchener out. You're better off just figuring out how to stick it and picking up the stitches. Trust me, taking Kitchener out is awful.
Let's just scissor it.
Oh, it's awful.
Just scissor it.
And I do better sticking it because I've actually figured out how to now. Well, I shouldn't say that. If it's light enough, I can pick up a stitch on a stockinette, but I can't. I'm not good enough yet to pick it up on knit, to come across with the knit stitches. But when you take it out, if you're not careful, you can catch that other stitch. But I did notice one thing. I need to get one of those drunken ladies.
I was only one stitch off. That's okay. I'll just knit them together.
Yeah, just knit them together. That's how that works. Is what cracks me up is when you're working on something and you're going along and going along and going along, and then all of a sudden you see this one little stitch down here and it's just hanging out there. And you've done like 2 inches. Okay, like here, perfect example. You've done all this section and there's a yellow one, you've missed a stitch here. And it's just hanging out there while you've done all this work, right? But then when you go back to fix it, that's when that little fucker decides, pardon my French.
Well, that's because you're dropping down to get it.
Oh, I know. But that's when it decides. It's been sitting there forever. You've had it in and out of your bag for weeks.
Well, yeah.
And that one little stitch has stayed right there like it's supposed to. But the minute you go to get it to fix it, or to pick it up and put it on a pin so that it doesn't go anywhere, it decides to unravel.
Well, of course.
I'm like, what is it with Murphy? Who in the hell is this Murphy guy? I'm going to go find him and beat him up. I'm going to sick Snoop Dogg on him. Did you see the new Snoop Dogg commercial? Snoop, this is the best commercial you have done ever. And if you haven't
the
seen
smokeless,
it, the smoke one,
the smokeless thing.
I think, and if you haven't seen it,
I was like, there's no way that Snoop is smokeless.
Dead serious saying, guys, gotta know.
I've given up the smoke.
I'm giving up the smoke. I know, and they're all thinking, well, Snoop, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Oh, and that went for weeks before this commercial aired. That went around for weeks, and news people, and it was going around Instagram Snoop was giving up the smoke.
Well, then at first he's just sitting in his chair.
We even talked about it here.
Yeah, you see sitting in his chair. I finally saw it. He's sitting in his chair, and at first you're like, you don't pick up the fact that pot in front of him isn't smoking, and then he laughs at the end when he's making his marshmallow.
He should have done it like the beginning of April. I mean, he should have started this spoof in like March. And then April 1st, let that commercial run out.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect.
But
and I love the container. I told my I said, I really think you're going to get one of those when your Chimia dies. Because I think that, except by the time his Chimia dies, it's been going, he's been saying he's replaces these screws, I don't know how many times in the one corner. It's cast iron. So it's going to take a long time to sit through. And these guys, I bought it at Marsh, which is like a local grocery at the end of the summer for like $25 or $30. And the guy it needed 3 people to put the box in my car.
Yeah, because it's cast
iron. Huge. And he said they just sort of showed up. They didn't even know they were getting them. They just sort of kind of came because they were selling firewood and stuff. It was the end of the season. So anyway, long story short, he's had this Chimia out there for years. And he puts it on the stand. He actually put an extra little pipe on it so that it draws better. And
Oh, sure.
Anyway, so they've got it all set up. Anyway, some screw, a couple of the little screws in the back for the legs came and burnt off. So he had to put a special little screw in it. And I said, I think you're going to get one of these smokeless ones.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, yeah, they sit outside. It's freezing cold. They sit out and have their cigars, which they cannot do in the house. I will not allow, sorry, cigar smokers. I don't like cigar smoke in the house. Cigarette smoke is bad, but cigar smoke is even worse. And they sit out there.
They both linger.
Wait. They're in their chairs, their cushy chairs. They sit with heating pads on their butts.
Of course they do. It's cold out there.
Blankets on their legs with another like tarp over it. Okay. They're
toasty warm.
Yeah, they are. And they're smoking their cigars.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, whatever. I said, when I bought the shed.
He should get a little ice shack to put out back.
Well, that's what I put with the shed that I put in the back.
No, just a smoking shed. Like if you get a shed, he's gonna fill it up with shit.
Oh yeah.
You need a smoking shed.
Oh, like the ones they put on the water.
Yeah, an ice shack.
I might have to work
like a little pop-up ice shack.
Wouldn't that be great?
Be fucking hysterical.
That he could hang.
It'd be awesome.
He could put it down, and then it'd be like, whoop, 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 and he could hang it on the tree. Wouldn't that be great? There you go. Somebody who's out there inventive. You should do that because you should make it out of tarp so it kind of sits and you put it in a box. You open up the box and you pull it and you open it and there you go. I'm sure there's something like that out there. They have this most amazing pop-up stuff and I do get on when I get on Facebook, I watch it and all that furniture like
it would also
China,
break the wind too.
True.
So
yeah,
it wouldn't be so cold.
Well, I keep telling
it would get him out of the house more.
I might have to work on that in January because he's serious a little bit more because his supervisor boss guy is retiring the end of February and it's official. He put his paperwork in and everything. And so Mikey's his backup when he's not there. And so Mikey thinks they're not going to replace him. They're just going to leave it in Mikey's avenue. And I said, and that's not going to work because Mikey doesn't do that sort of thing. And that's not a Mikey thing. Because it's just not.
Yeah.
You don't want Mikey in charge. He's okay on a part-time basis, but on a full-time basis, forget it. He's just not the guy in charge. Yeah. He can't be in charge. Just
what? Yeah. Some
can't.
people are and some people aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. But back to the password thing, I was going to tell you a story from this weekend. I finally decided to get on my little computer downstairs. I don't get on it very often.
Mm-hmm.
He had put updates on it. Microsoft is trying to get into my yarn log because I was cleaning out a box to get ready to wrap up yarn for our giveaway. Couldn't get out my yarn log because I actually type it out, guys. I actually have it on the computer. It's about 16 pages, but I have it on the computer. I don't look at it very often, obviously, because I can't tell you where half of it is. Do you
add to it all of the yarn that you're putting?
Oh, no. That goes in a separate couple of boxes.
Oh, that's separate.
Because I take off the top. This was old. See, now this is Lion's Golden Lion or something like that. I made a shawl out of this back in 2009.
That's Mad Tosh.
Yeah. And I made a shawl. I called it Taxi Cab. These guys called it Bumblebee. And it was on the show, so you might have seen it. It was like, I might have had it on or somewhere. Anyway, so now I'm going to make mittens out of it. I kept that one. This one is brand new. This is Mountaintop Peppermint Mocha. I'm going to make mittens out of that too. And I needed it. I was going to start them last night. I was so upset. I almost came over and got them.
She left them here so that
I gave them to her on Friday when we got together.
Yeah, she said, would you wind these for me?
So they'll be here on Sunday. I mean, I'll pick them up on Sunday. She said,
course
sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Big deal. And then we didn't have to take time today. And I wanted to start them last night. And I almost got in the car and drove over and got them.
I was here.
I thought, nah, I'll just knit on the.
I was here.
So I knitted this and I'm up to 382. Karen thinks I'm going to get 10 rows.
I feel like I'm up to 382 on this one. Especially when I get to the purl row.
Oh, yes. Yes. This grows. Especially if you decide this could be.
It grows fast because every other row you're adding four stitches.
Yes, you do. It is, but isn't this the most lovely thing? You can't see it that well, but because of the sparkly pink, but this is amazing. From across the room, I mean, girl, this is going to be so cute.
It's
getting there.
I'm going to have to get bigger needles, I think.
Yeah. Well, the only thing is it scrunches together really good.
It does scrunch together. So maybe
you have maybe lot.
I'm safe.
It's like this one. This one really, I put it on a 47 and it was still scrunchy together. I have to get my fancy little tip over off. And see.
Yeah, the pearl row takes me longer too, Karen.
Yeah. But I have to admit, the next one I do with this as a shawl, because I love that shadow shawl. I just love that look. I'm going to do a Karen's way. I'm not going to do the yarn overs in the middle. I'm going to do the knit front and back. Or I'm going to put a 3-stitch middle because I don't like one stitch because when you block it, if you're not careful,
go one way or the other.
And inevitably, when you block something, normally it doesn't make any difference. You can't notice it, but that one spot will always stick out. Right in the middle of your back. Right there.
Right in the middle. Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
So besides being on the computer, back to Mikey. So I logged into my account. And then it dawned on me, maybe I shouldn't have put my name because I changed the password and everything. Wouldn't let me log in.
Password to your computer?
Yeah, my Microsoft account, which we share.
Okay.
And then I put in, it came up on my password, but I had to go upstairs and get 3 different codes 3 different times because it's under Mikey's name and we just share it. If Mikey had logged in with his information, no problem at all because I'm just the secondary. He's the primary. So they, normally it's under his, but I didn't know that. So then I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should not have changed the password. So I called him down and told him I couldn't get into it and I changed the password. And he goes, well, that's okay. It's your account anyway. And then I got mad at something because of the way he said it. He did the stupidest husband thing you can do, telling an upset woman to calm down. So I went off on him on the calm down. He's like, when are you going to the doctor to get your new medicine? I said, stupid fool. Have you ever had that? Your husband tells you to calm down when you're upset. Do you tell them to calm down? No. You let them rant and rave and go off and say, yes, dear, you got it. Yeah, no problem. And we go off and do it our own way anyway. Or you just let them rant and rave because they got to get it out of their system. It's not making any sense what they're ranting and raving about. I'm ranting and raving over the fact that I can't get in the fucking computer, and why in the hell is Microsoft telling me I can't get in my computer, which is my computer, and why is it under your name? And you're the tech guy, so you're supposed to make this work for me so that I can keep it simple. And he doesn't get that. And he tells me to calm down. We must have been 15, 20 minutes going. I just was over it. I was like, don't you tell me to calm down. Don't ever tell a woman to calm down. If a woman is upset, she's upset for a real reason. Don't tell her to calm down. We get upset for reasons that make sense. They get upset for stupid.
Only in our brains. They don't make sense in their brains.
Well, they just don't have brains. I'm telling you. Sometimes that chromosome, that extra chromosome or other thing. And I love this sweater and it's really good. But now that I'm getting myself all worked up,
she's getting warm.
I have a long sleeve t-shirt underneath this.
And you're inside a house, so it's
in a nice warm house. And look, I wanted hippopotamus for Christmas. That's what the t-shirt I wore today.
Do you need me to hold your shirt down so you don't flash people?
They can see me flash. They've heard about my boobs for years, but now they finally see them.
Well, they wouldn't see them anyway. They're underneath the table. They're hanging out with mine down there. It's no big deal.
That's so true because you know what? Guess what? They really are. They're underneath the table.
Pretty much mine are too.
And they're supported sort of. Anyway, I bought a new bathing suit. I haven't tried it on yet, but I did buy a new one. I hope it fits. Because
No,
get out of here. Actually, I think it is. I think it's got, this one came because it's the end of the season. Do you know how hard it is to find a swimming suit at a reasonable price and sizes at this time of year? Maybe when I should have probably just gone to Walmart and Fort Lauderdale when we got there next Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I probably could find one down there, but probably not. You
I
never
don't
know.
know. Whatever.
Actually, when we go to Florida, when we used to go to Florida, we always hit the Walmart because they always had more long sleeve t-shirts than we did in August because
because it's their winter clothing. And,
yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I digress wherever I was at.
So
no idea.
You talked about going off on your husband. So the other night I wake up, this is like maybe a week ago. I wake up in the middle of the night because I have the stupidest, sleep schedule imaginable. So I wake up in the middle of the night and there's some orders that I need to fill. So I'm in the office and I'm printing them off. And I have a label printer and invoice printer, paper printer. All of a sudden, my computer won't recognize my label printer. I'm like, are you mother effing?
And you just printed one out.
I did.
Yeah.
I literally had just print one out.
So what came in and separated that?
So I literally sat there and fucked around with this damn computer and my label printer for like an hour. I have unplugged it, plugged it back in, turned my computer off, started back up, done an update on my computer, which didn't update anything because it was already currently updated. I did all of the normal,
right.
It's
like with these stupid phones, it works. And then I think you just got something come through.
Yeah.
Beeped at me.
And nothing. I can't get it. I've uninstalled it. I've uninstalled the printer and reinstalled it. I've done all this stuff. No. So when Jamie woke up and I said, would you please look at this? I'm
going back to bed.
I can't figure this out. I'm going to go fill orders and I'm going to tape on the labels until we can get the label printer. I can print them on paper.
Right.
But then I just have to tape them on. And it's just,
Yeah,
it's so much nicer when it prints on the
peels off and puts it right
sticker.
On. Yes.
Yeah, like less than 10 minutes. He's like, got it working.
Don't you? It's like,
what did you do? He's like, oh, well, I just unplugged it and plugged it back in again. Oh, you motherfucker.
I did all the stuff that you tell me that I'm supposed to do. Did you check this line, that line? Did you reset it? Turn it on, turn it off. It's the first thing Mikey always says, reboot. So I reboot on anything and everything. If my phone is screwing up, I will hit that reset button every time.
Yeah, just restart.
Just
restart. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Turn it back on again.
Unbelievable. And this
I
weekend,
do when I call my IT guys at work, okay, I've already restarted 3 times.
Right. Well, it's one of the things, and that's what I think started the big argument between us was I did that. And he comes down and sings. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I do all the stuff he tells me to do. It happens every time. And then he's like, calm down. I'm like, you don't tell a woman to calm down. Especially when he's off their meds. I need to go back onto my meds. And that's beside the point. My sister-in-law came up with the reason why mine it's because estrogen is stored in fat. And since I'm still losing weight, but I've actually gained 6.5 pounds and it stayed on. So I'm looking a little healthier. Anyway, she said, well, maybe it's triggering that part of your menopause because you have all that extra estrogen because there's nowhere to go. You don't have any fat. And I said, well, I do have fat, but it's old fat. It's the fat from when I was really fat. When you get
it's the fat. It's the fat.
It's
the fossilized fat. It's fossilized fat.
Well, it's like this, when you lose weight and you get real heavy.
So now it's like
it's flabby fat.
It's like thick skin.
Yeah. And the thing is this never goes away. I mean, that fat never goes away. When you gain weight, it just goes on top of that layer and pushes it further out.
Yeah.
And just sort of infiltrates in, but it never really goes away. So you're going to have this flabby thing. Even if your arms go fat again, it's still going to be flab. It's off. It's the worst anyway. I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know either, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
But I was back to and the shopping this weekend though, too.
You were back into shopping?
Well, I was on Amazon and all the Black Friday deals. And then you get on there and they have 3 left, even though you know they probably have. It's like the airlines. You go in and when you go to look for it, it says 2 seats left. So you think, okay, I'm going to go ahead and book it. No, I'm going to wait. Okay. Then you get on 3 or 4 days later, and all of a sudden they have 5 seats left. And you're like, no, wait a minute here. And it's $350 more. So you think, hey, 5 seats. And then you get lucky. Because I'm going to tell you a trick. If you really want cheaper airline tickets, Monday into Tuesday, from midnight to 4 a.m. is the best time to buy tickets. I don't care what the points guy says or any of these people tell you. That's the time Southwest will put out the $49 flights or $69 flights, right?
In between midnight and 4 a.m. on Monday night.
And granted, they only have 2 or 3 seats, but they're at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's when you get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best time to buy tickets. They are the cheapest at that time. But I'm old anymore. And I'm just like, screw it. I'll just spend my key. My key can just keep working longer. I'm not going to go through all that anymore. Yeah. I'm not getting up. Well, I was up at night. So it was a little different. And before the hospital finally figured out that we were doing all this shit at night.
In the middle of the night.
And they stopped you from getting on these sites. And then they realized if they stopped us, they stopped
themselves.
The families that are visiting because they're all on Wi-Fi, and they stop their own stuff. So now, like when you go to a lot of places, it has Marriott Guest and Marriott Conference, and then Marriott with a password. That's part of the reason you get the same thing at the hospital. You actually have like guest, visitor, Well,
then what's to stop the employee from using the guest login?
It
on their own personal device?
I know on personal device you can, but on it. But most people they get really pissed when you pull out your phone. You're not supposed to have it out and about because you're not.
Yeah, but they just go into the bathroom and take a half an hour in the bathroom and on your phone.
I know. Our biggest
at least that's what they do at my work.
Our biggest problem was, and it's got to be because people are just. The employees are as sick in the head as the patients. The main reasons they shut things down at the hospital wasn't because people were shopping or buying airline tickets. It's because they were getting on porn sites.
On porn sites, yeah.
Because let the hospital have it.
We had somebody do that at our work.
Oh, really?
When we first this was like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And was doing what was on those types of sites for hours, right? A day.
Oh my word.
And it went on for some time. I'm not going to put out any names because I know there's a few people at my work that watch these. So, but the kibosh was put on it quite early, but it had gone on for probably 6 months, something like that.
Really?
But they were found out because another employee had to do something on that particular computer.
And then it was open.
Yeah, it was still open. They hadn't even taken it off the site. It was, as soon as he wiggled the mouse, up on the screen, it's right there. And then went into the history and looked at the history, and it was riddled with.
See, and a lot of people don't realize that even if you think you clear the history, an IT person can go get
it's still there.
It's still there. Nothing is really ever gone on a computer, even though you've put it in the trash bin, unless you really do a total clean out. It sort of cleans itself out as time goes on, which I wish my house did that. As I stuck
if you just leave it there for a while,
just kind of dissipate and go away.
Well, your house, you're like a hoarder in training.
That's it.
She's a hoarder in training.
That's it. I am a hoarder in training. I'm on my third level in most places. And some places there's 4. Stuff goes in front. And I'm not a digger. You guys know that. I don't go back. I only go to the first one, you know? And so if it comes in, but I've ordered stuff because everybody had really nice, it was very tempting because like Knitpicks had 25% off of stuff, and Stephen B has 40% off some of his stuff, but you can't get to it because it's on the website. I don't know what I have a problem at home, but everybody's running really good yarn sales. Brenda and Heather sent their last rainbow one out. Got it. Yeah, and I'm in it, and I got it, but I put in an order for the Shaw Ball one because I want that one. So I sent her an email, say, don't think this is not right. I really want it. So Heather, if you're watching, I really want both of them, the Shaw Ball and the other one, even though you already sent me the sock one.
Ashley said that her at her work, her boss used to use her computer at night, and her boss was the one going on to porn sites, and thank goodness that the timestamps proved that she was right.
Yeah. Good girl. Timestamp. Yeah.
Well, if you're going on to porn sites at your work, just use your cell phone.
Yeah. Don't just, now the cell phones go to all of that.
Just
so
use
just
your
go
cell
for
phones.
it. I'll never forget my mom, and I've told this story before. She typed when we very first started, she typed in herb because she was herb because she was looking for her, and she got herb in all of his glory came up, and she didn't know what she did. And then she tried to back out of it, thinking if I click back, no, it just kind of went everywhere.
It keeps going to it.
And she was getting all these emails and everything. And
that's just get rid of the computer.
And that's exactly what happened. It was at the end of its life
throw it
anyway.
Away.
So she said, I'm never, ever going to do this. So she bought a new computer, and we got her all new emails and everything. Because I use my AT&T, which everybody tells me is stupid, for my emails. We have AT&T for Uverse for our internet. So I used AT&T.net, ATT.net. Mm. Well, a lot of people say because when you get new computers, you have to switch all that over. Mm-hmm. You should use Gmail. And I said, no, because I think in Gmail, stuff gets stuck in there, or it pops in there that you had nothing to do. Well, again, it's probably because they sell it so often. And I, like an idiot, used to go, cookies? Yeah, fine, go ahead, just click. And that's where you give them permission to do all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So I actually started spelling my name wrong, DBE. And then I know, I put my middle initial as BBE to see which website was selling it.
Right.
Who sold it initially.
Right.
Who sold it. Well, you've been contacted about that too, haven't you?
What?
About possibly, do you want to buy lists? Want to buy people?
I have. Flockaroundthetable has.
Yeah.
I was contacted by somebody on one of the fiber, like Greencastle.
Yeah.
They contacted me and asked me if I wanted to buy their list. And at first I was like, okay, I'm not going to, but I'm curious how much they're selling it for.
Right.
So I emailed them back and I said, give me a rundown of what, what the costs were. They wanted it was ridiculous. Cause I thought if it's $25 or something, sure, I might think about it. Yeah. No, they wanted $2,500.
Yeah. I'm like,
for a list of 1,500 people. And I'm
Mikey says it's
F off.
It's a big business. It's a big thing that's out there for that. So be careful. Go in and actually make it only the strictly necessary cookies, which I don't understand cookies in general. Mikey tried explaining it to me and I fell asleep.
People are contacting me about buying email lists.
So it's just
Crochet for beginners.
So just remember to know that we don't do this. And when
I am
you
not
get online,
selling anybody's email.
If you don't watch this and you see our advertisement, the same thing. I didn't care for one of the advertisements on our website, on the podcast.
Well,
but you don't have any control over that, do you?
No, and that goes off of your own algorithm.
Okay,
that's what I thought. If it's something that you or Mikey had watched or talked about,
right?
Or you can talk about. I swear to God, peeps, like your Alexas or whatever's in the world, they listen to you. So I've had a thing where I was talking about, men's titanium belts, right? And all of a sudden, in my Instagram feed are men's titanium belts. And I'm like, I haven't gone on to any websites. I haven't looked at anything.
No, we're not
And
referring
all
to
of a
the
sudden-
crochet crowd guy. No, we're not referring
Crochet
to him.
crowd.
Yeah, she was just asking us if that's the one that we were.
Oh, no,
famous on.
not
We're just
no.
speaking in a general situation.
Yeah, no.
So crochet guy, don't come.
No, the
after
crochet
us.
crowd
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
No, it was a fiber event here that I had gone to, and I had wrote down Flock Around the Table.
Right.
Right. And so they contacted flockaroundthetable@gmail.com and asked
Right.
because I had left a business card.
Right.
Or it was one that I had vended at. I'm
Right.
not sure.
Could
Maybe
be
it was one I
something.
had vended at and they contacted us. I can't remember,
Right.
whatever it was. And when I emailed it back and said, hey,
Sure.
show me what the dealio is.
I'm sure as you guys,
It happens in business all the
any
time.
of you guys who have
But
any
no,
business
I'm
would
not.
have that. No, we're
I'm not
talking-
buying anybody's emails and I'm not selling anybody's emails. I don't have anybody's emails. I don't do a newsletter. I'm too busy
making glow in the dark.
making things.
Can I show these?
Yeah,
These are on.
those are on. Those are glow in the dark little teddy
Okay.
bears.
And I wish we could make it dark enough so that you can kind of see.
You can see
what
them on
they-
Instagram. I put them
Yeah.
glowing on Instagram, and you can see them glowing.
These are glow in
on,
the dark teddy bears.
Yeah, they're too cute.
I mean, she's going to have a whole glow in the dark line. I mean,
I
not
will.
only
I
the tip-
do.
Not only the tip huggers, which is great because when you drop the shit at home, you can turn your lights
Just turn
off
the lights off
and you
and
can
find it.
find them. That's the best thing about it anywhere because inevitably I
Yeah.
have to admit, I don't feel things. I have bad neuropathy
Neuropathy.
in my feet. But if I step on something like this, it drives me nuts. I'll go through the roof. I'll get so mad.
Mhm.
And then I can't find it when I step down.
Right.
When I go looking
Right.
for it. You sit in your knitting and you drop your stitch marker and you're like, oh, it's got to be here somewhere. And you go and you try to find it. And you can't find it anywhere. And you're like, how far can this thing travel? Right? Sometimes
It's still on the
across
bottom of
room.
your foot.
But I kind of got stuck on my one foot. But then all of a sudden, 2 days later, it's right there, right where you
Right.
looked 86 different times. I don't know what it is. It's
Mhm.
one of those God's mysteries that just got me so mad.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm going to be chilled next week because next week I'll be leaving. So I'm
Yeah.
out of
So
here again.
you're gone. She's gone again.
The 3rd and the 10th. I'll be back. I don't know how we're going to work the holidays, but we'll figure something out for the holidays.
Yeah. What is?
Because I think what's the 10th, so it'd be like what, the 17th would be okay. That's a week before, and the next week would be like,
The 22nd.
So I'm here, but you may
25th.
not get to see me that much because unfortunately I don't go again until January. Then I go in March. And then Mikey, I'm going to take him to Bermuda. Have you guys ever done that? Colleen said she's done that cruise a couple of times. She says it's great.
Yeah.
So if it works out great, we may become Bermuda cruisers.
Okay.
I think that'll be a good thing. Cruisers unite.
Yeah.
And the fun thing about Bermuda would be great is if we did a flock one to Bermuda, because you get on and it's 2 days and you don't have to do anything because it's your hotel for 3 days. So if you want to go down and get just go down and get coffee or get off the ship for a little bit, you walk down and get off the ship and then come back and you're right there with your knitting.
Right.
It'd be a great retreat sort of situation and you don't have to do any cooking or cleaning or anything.
Mhm.
Might have to do that for another one of our, sort of things. I think Dawn had a good time. You guys need to do them.
Yeah.
Because we do have a good time. See, we're just real people. You love being
We
around us on
are.
Sundays.
We are real people.
And I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
She wants a hippopotamus.
Do you know I
and
actually
a
have a
llama.
blow up?
It does not surprise me that you have a blow up.
I have a blow up hippopotamus that I'm going to make sure Mikey gets put out.
Do you have 2 front teeth too?
Well, yeah, these 2 are still mine.
I'm still missing one.
Now, these I think they're dead. They have root canals in them, but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still mine. These 2 are mine. These are mine, as you can see.
Yeah.
I think I only have one tooth in my entire mouth that hasn't had anything in it,
Mm.
like either a crown or
Or
that
root
doesn't-
canal.
or a root canal or a filling or something. I think only one of my teeth are that way. So anyway, now my latest thing is my eyes are screwing up because I got drops and everything. and you don't watch regular TV that much, but the Zydra commercial is so cute. It's
Mm.
got this little guy who they zap and he can't get up to control. Like he's in your head and he's trying to control so that you get burny eyes, and he's behind the scenes back here going, and then Zydra zaps him so he's too small so he can't get up to his console, his computer thing to run and everything. And he's just adorable. It's like the mucus guy from Mucus.
Oh yeah, the big snot booger.
Yeah, the booger guy that they smash all the time. I think that'd be fun. But he doesn't smash out. I've never understood that. If you drop something on top of a booger, you really get a smash. So I don't know. He's very in tuned. So anyway, go online and get little balls.
Oh yeah, they're fun.
They're fun.
They are fun.
Yeah. I just noticed that we're going about an hour, and I thought maybe it's time to start pulling in the babble. And
pulling in the babble.
Well, yeah, just a little bit so we can get at least.
Is this all you've been working on?
This is the only thing I have that I'm working on.
Okay.
Oh, I have one Musselburgh, of course.
Yeah.
I have one. I'm going to start another one because you always have to have one or two Musselburghs.
Well, I had been working on getting shop orders out,
which she does amazing.
Thank you,
considering
guys.
as many as she's got in.
Yeah, in November it's
Yeah.
been phenomenal. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
I've put in a few rows on this.
She did. She had her Afghan out last week.
I did have my Afghan out.
So they were out last time.
I managed to get this onto this, which is now
very good.
We're now to the easier part.
So what are you going to do at the top of that? It's just a regular hat?
Kind of. There's purling involved. I don't know why I decided to do purling, but there is purling in this. The pattern's already written, so I'm really just doing this so that I have finished products that I can have photos of.
So she can make.
I had done this hat and written up the pattern and sent the hat to my daughter to have photos taken on a pretty head instead of my weird noggin. And she proceeded to lose the hat.
We might need.
She's very knit worthy, but that particular one.
Yeah, but the funny thing is I never lose mittens, my dollar gloves from Dollar Tree.
Right.
Or Joann's. Or when you buy them on sale, you never lose that one. But I actually pulled out. Ellie, you may want to, if you want, you watch this. These are my Norway mittens. And I found some green yarn that's very similar. It's Miss Babs.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be scratchy. I'm going to make a hat to go with my Norway gloves. And I put them on.
Are you going to do Fair Isle?
No.
No.
I may do stripes of some sort, like a Helix girl or something with white and cream or something. And that's as close as I get to Fair Isle. Except I have thought maybe I should start doing one color. Well, Fair Isle is like where you have bobbins, right?
No.
Well, what's the difference between color work and Fair Isle?
Terminology.
Just the terminology? Well, I think Fair Isle has more of this, and color work just has to me, the sheep hat I did is color work, not Fair Isle. Because you only had two colors at once.
You only have two colors at once.
I know, but this is very intricate. Look at this, and that's great.
It's just following a.
What I love about this, though, look at it. I'm always afraid that when you doing mittens or socks or something, that you would get your foot caught in the float.
Those floats are so close. Those floats are so close to each other.
So you wouldn't necessarily know.
And you can always. You're not going to carry your float too far anyway. You're always going to hook
stitches?
it. I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah. Mine are very tight. I tried doing it but I did that.
With the hat.
Well, the hat, I've only done one thing with color work, and it's a sheep hat. And I still have it. I haven't given it away or anything.
I sold mine.
And
or gave it away. I can't remember.
And I was very conscious when I was working on it. On the needles, I would make sure it stretched here.
Mm-hmm.
And I started one, and I wasn't as conscious about that. And when I took it off to test it on my head, well, the brim fit great, but the color work part didn't. I had done about like this much of the color work, and I was like, okie dokie, this is. I took it off the needles and put the pattern, and I put it on the plastic stuff, or something, and I put it in the Goodwill bag. I said, someone else can go ahead and do this because I can't do it. If you want to frog it, go right ahead. And it was good yarn. It was Mad Tosh.
Well,
or something like that. So anyway, I'm off to Barbados and Antigua, and I'm so sorry if you guys are going to get, like next week, Sunday, it's supposed to be in the 50s, but then it gets cold again in the 40s, and I'm going to be in the 80s and 90s, and I actually have a new swimsuit.
To be December, so
I might even have a little bit of a tan.
Oh, yeah. She's getting
all. So pale.
Yeah.
And I'll actually have a little color, maybe.
You'll have swimsuit lines the first time in like 20 years.
Oh, no, I never get that. Well, actually, I do, but it never goes away because I was a lifeguard as a kid. See? Well, you can't really tell. She can see it. You can see. And that isn't because I was just in Grand Turk and out and about, because this part did not really get out. But I was a lifeguard, and when I was my teen, and when I was in college, I would work all summer. And I think it's just permanently that way. There's definitely a permanent
Jamie's got permanent golfer.
Oh my God, it cracks me up when Jamie.
He's got a white hand, and he's got a permanent line.
What cracks me up is his feet, because he's got the legs
like white feet,
but then he goes to the socks. But he needs to start wearing shorter socks.
He's got like brown bottoms of his legs and white tops of his legs.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so funny to watch.
Cuts off here.
Yeah,
this is like black.
Yeah,
this is Casper.
Yeah. It's like totally like when we used to roll the window down.
Oh, and now that he's bald, he has to wear, because he's a big boy and he sweats a lot. So he literally has to put something on the top of his head or he will burn.
Oh, yeah.
Big time on his head. So he wears wears skull caps.
Yeah.
The little or do-rags or whatever. Yeah. He'll wear those. So then he gets this do-rag line. Oh, it's hysterical. Y'all, he's like a patchwork quilt in the dark. Part of him glows.
Patchwork Sasquatch.
Part of him glows and the other part doesn't. It's so funny. Bless his little heart. I mean,
what we could do with him? We could get a whole.
Turn him into a stitch marker.
We could get a hold of Lucasfilms and say, "Hey, we've got a new Wookiee for you."
Oh yeah.
He could be Wookiee. He could be Chewie on the new movies. Instead of
his favorite T-shirt is a Chewie shirt.
Oh, really?
Chewbacca with his aviators on and his hair is flying.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. So anyway, on that note, we will go ahead and say goodbye.
We gotta go.
Go ahead and get these, because these will also make really, really cute earrings.
They would.
They really will. And they're very light, so get on and get these. These are a mystery pack, and she's got the glow in the dark line, so go on and get these. These are so fun. I mean, I can't wait to play with them. I ordered glow in the dark ducks. She's gonna make. I know somebody who's gonna put a set together just for
me.
We
have glow in the dark ducks.
Well, you will have even more on Etsy, because you'll get what's left over from my ducks. She did all my ducks that I bought for my goat, but I'm gonna keep these because I think these will be cool. But this is celebrity, so they don't do the ducks as much. So if you're on a Carnival cruise going to Hawaii, you'll see my little ducks on going through.
I gotta get you some cards.
Yeah, I have to have those. I have to have them so I can put them out there and say, when I hide stuff, I put Flock Around the Table so they all get on us.
I don't know if I told you guys this, but told you last week or not, but I got new business cards.
Yeah, look at the new logo.
So I got new business cards, and everywhere that I looked, they were so expensive. Y'all, go to Etsy if you need to order business cards for your business or whatever. It was $85 for 5,000 business cards, and they're fantastic.
Glossy and two-sided color. They did a great job. So if you want to know who she used, just send her an email.
Yeah, send me an email. I'll get it to you.
Know. And that's who I sent to get digitized. To get it digitized, I went ahead and used Etsy this time, and it wasn't so much. They ran the company that I've used before ran a Black Friday special, so it would have been about the same price. It was just the fact that I thought, I'm going to go ahead and use an Etsy person. Etsy did the logo years ago, the
Yep.
drawing. And so I thought, I'm going to use an Etsy people now that they tell me that I don't have too many requests. They fix that. So I can get on Etsy.
I used an Etsy person to do the new logo too.
I love Etsy. I really do.
I do too. I don't have a problem. There's some folks out there that have issues with Etsy, but I don't have a problem with them.
I don't either. No.
At any rate, you guys take care. Have a great week.
And get ready for your shopping and get ready for the holidays and put out your Christmas decorations.
If you're coming to my house next week for the
anybody can come if you're in Indianapolis.
Sure.
Oh, and the other thing is real quick. If you're in Indianapolis, or if you're not too far from Indianapolis, the light show at the fairgrounds is incredible. It's $30 for a carload. It is so worth it. You turn on the radio up and turn it to, I think it's to 90.7, about 52nd Street or so, and you get all the music so that when you go online and they scan your ticket, you've got the music even for what's going on because you can see it. They have like 3-tier and they have 5-gallon buckets with lights in them. And they go,
yeah.
And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I mean, it's so cute.
It's still pretty brown though. It's not very white out there.
I know. I told Mikey, I said, what would be really cool, and maybe we can do this. I said, on a night that it snows, if it snows, I would love to go out and see the lights. It'd be totally worth just going over if it snows and seeing the lights with the snow falling in between. Watching the light show and listening to the music and see the snow falling on all of the Christmas lights and the Christmas trees and everything. It'd be so cool because they have the coolest characters and they have little nutcrackers that are just standing there kind of going, and then they have one guy singing like the snowman. He's singing the song and these other guys are going, ooh, ah, like the background singers. It's just the best.
Yeah.
I think it's called Titan Family Christmas Show or something. They're here every year in Indianapolis. So go and check it out. It's really good. Newfields is good, but you have to get tickets for that like in July. So I haven't done that one yet in a long time. Mm-hmm. I did it years ago, but I haven't done it post-pandemic. So anyway, I know I've been babbling on, haven't I?
Yeah, she's babbling again. It's okay. It's red light syndrome.
Well, that's okay. My sister in Hitlaw was here for a few days and I was pretty quiet most of the few days because I had to bite my tongue. So
you built up.
Yeah, and I had to bite my tongue. It was a lot.
Literally.
It was a lot of biting my tongue and rolling my eyes. And you know how family can be. I don't need to go on.
No. All right.
We'll see you guys. I will see you in a couple of weeks if I have another time on the scooter. Look, check with Instagram. You never know what Sue will post.
Never know.
But I'm going to tell you a quick secret that I don't think these guys know. So she can't know. When I send the picture out in the morning, like the view from my view, it's the same one. I take it the first day and they never know it's the different one because the ocean looks the same no matter where I am. But don't tell them. They think I'm sending them a new picture every day. So that's how it works. Okay, they have secrets. I'm sorry you couldn't know.
That's all right. It's okay. I understand.
Yeah.
They're more important.
And so we'll see you all next week. Get ready. Be safe. Watch the weather. I have no idea what the football guys are doing because I'm not watching this year. So anyway, have fun and get all your stuff done.
She'll see you when she sees you. You can read this after we're done.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to do that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I realized I remembered. It's a good thing I did was reading that because I was going to hit the touch screen. And now.
But it's not a touch screen.
It's not a touch screen. I think I need a shirt that says that. Flock Around the Table logo, not a touch screen.
It's not a touch screen.
Do you think how many people would be asking about that? I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. That should be our new thing.